We don't condone the use of any illegal substance or any illegal activity. This video is intended for instructional and educational purpose only. Watch at your own risk. Viewer discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And they got it with a green leaf sway. See bunnies rolling up, we light it our way. Mr. Gettis got the bombs, we puffin' all night. Talking cultivation, yeah, we're feeling alright. Light it up, feel the vibe, let it be known. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night. Wednesday to Friday, we keep it alive. Cannabis talks, everybody's feeling high. Sharing secrets of the grow, it's a sacred art. In this cultivation game, you gotta play your part. Keep it real, keep it tight, watch the plants grow. Garden cultivation network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night.
What
Happy
is
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yes. It's been a hot one
Thank
out here
God.
today, that's for sure. It's been warm.
We've had
Every
rain
week.
today. It's been a nice day. Week is going good. We're Wednesday, we're halfway done, so that's great. And then there's only 2 more weeks of school for the kids, and then finally summer vacation.
No.
So I'm excited for
Is that-
that.
Oh, okay, so that is a good thing.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. You know, some people are like, oh
I
my
get
God,
more
it's summer
me
vacation.
time
The kids are
during-
never going to leave me alone.
No. They never do that regardless.
Okay. I guess that's true, right? Yeah. Yes. So last week we had an awesome guest.
We did. Last week we had a soul brother. So if you missed the episode, you could scroll back and watch it. Or you could go over on Spotify and listen to it under Garden Cultivation Network.
Yes. And we have all our Instagrams, and Bunny's keeps changing day to day. And
Yep.
mine's the same
IG
for
doesn't
a
like
few
me.
minutes. I don't
Likes
even
me,
know
then
what
it
account they're
doesn't,
on
then it
anymore.
does, then it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even know where to find you anymore. I don't even look on Instagram anymore. It's getting old fast. But yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get it.
No.
I don't get it.
Nope.
So
And-
shout out to, oh, go ahead.
Nope, you go ahead.
I was gonna say shout out to someone who bought our shirts. So shout out to Mr. Kindbuds for being the first person to purchase off the website. So we really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I was gonna say, and we are on the road to the 1,000 once again.
Yes.
So there will be a nice big giveaway for that as well. We talked about it on Friday nights, let people know. There's some awesome companies involved in that. There's some great prizes, and yeah, man, when we hit 1,000, we're giving back. So thank you.
Yes. So don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And I believe I did hear the word giveaway for tonight as well.
I did too. Is that
Yeah.
is that a second camera there? I'm not sure. But yes, we got a good guest in the house tonight, and
We do.
he's mentioned giveaways, so stay tuned for that. But
Gotta
you guys
be
know
in
how
it
we
to win it.
exactly. You got to be here. So, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I am definitely
You
ready.
Yeah?
I am.
All right. Here we go.
Oh,
Happy
yo.
Wednesday.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not too much. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Sorry, that was me who entered. I just wanted to see so I could see the chat.
Oh, okay.
Anything on this?
Oh, no problem.
No, because with the name that you entered with, we have somebody that comes in on Friday nights with the same name. So I was like, did I make this
I
under the
was
wrong
wondering
link?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I just put CC.
No, that's okay. No, that's cool. That's all right.
Yes.
For those of the people in here that may not know who you are, do you want to kind of give a brief introduction?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Charlie. I am. Oh, you know what? This is giving me feedback. How about I just leave this thing? My bad. That's not gonna work for me. All right, I'm gone. I'm Charlie. I am the CEO and founder of DryTents. You may have heard of us. If you haven't heard of us, now you've heard of us. Our main
Absolutely.
focus is on the drying and curing part of the whole process. When I learned how to grow, which has now been, gosh, it's like over half a decade at this point. I found that there just wasn't a lot of knowledge and information in the field on how to dry and cure properly. Some of you may have experienced this and when you started to grow. I think everybody gets
Absolutely.
excited about.
I think there's a lot of information, but I think there's a lot of
I agree.
misinformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think specifically like when I started, there was just a lack of knowledge, and you're right, just a lot of misinformation and people just pseudoscience type of stuff, and not really like good information and proper information, and the realization that after you've put in so much time and effort into your crop, that you can literally fuck up everything right at the end.
Everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Most important step. You can grow the best weed out there, and then, like you said, garbage after you're
Turns into
dry.
hay.
Yeah.
And the disappointment is just heart wrenching, you know?
Yeah, because you're in the tent the whole time they're growing, you're smelling them, and you're like, "Oh man, this is gonna
For
be so
months
good."
and months.
And then you dry it, and you're like, smells like the grass clippings out in the backyard from last week." You
And
know,
it never recovers. Yeah. And then you reluctantly smoke it because you're like, I put so much time into it and it's just not enjoyable.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So you came up with this product because of like a lack of information,
And
or because you wanted something better for you as a grower.
100%. So personal experience. So I am the guy who messed up his entire harvest the first time.
Yes.
I think
So
most of us have been there.
right, because again, it's not hard to mess it up, right?
Yeah.
And then there just really was a lack of information, and then a lack of products essentially to help you with that step. I mean, we all know that there's tons of growing companies, there's light companies, there's other tent companies, there's all types of products that help you grow, but no one really specifies the end and final part. And the thing that was miraculous to me was like, not only the drying part takes a little bit of time. We like to say between 7 and 14 days is an ideal dry time, but then you got to cure for an ideal 3 to 4 weeks, potentially longer, if you really want to bring out that flavor. So especially if you're growing photo periods and you've put like 8 months of effort, that extra month and a half feels like an eternity because you already have the
Oh my
good.
goodness, yes.
Right? So you're like, I have to wait even longer. Like I can't just pick it off the bush and indulge. Unfortunately, if you
But
want
at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I've got this much time invested. What's an extra month and a half? You know, it's like,
right, especially if you're going to share it with friends or ideally if you're going to sell it, you want to have a high quality product that smells like
exactly.
gas, not ass, you know?
Yeah, you're not sharing that hay flavored weed, that hay smelling weed with your buddy.
Right.
You're giving them the best of the best because you want the honest opinion, and if that's what you're giving them to get your honest opinion, then I mean,
It's going to break your heart.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yes.
honestly, I started like kind of pre-COVID. When COVID happened, I didn't have to go to work anymore. I was no longer an essential employee, and I learned how to cultivate. And it was a great learning process. And I learned from a lot of people on YouTube. I think a lot of us seek out information from influencers and people who've been there and done it. And like I said, there just was a lackluster amount of information on this final stage. So stepped into it and was like, let's come up with something that, helps people actually enjoy what they've grown.
Absolutely. So I gotta ask, with that being said, who were some of the people that you were learning from on YouTube
Oh my
at
God.
that time?
Well, you know what? That's a great question. I'm trying to think because now it was so long ago. I don't know if any of these influencers are around. But some of the seed companies, like they had some information. I'm trying to think. I think like Pigeons Grow. There were some other
Oh yeah,
guys. It's been quite a while now, so I'm
yeah,
kind of at a loss for names. But
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think
Pigeons
it's an
420.
ongoing.
He's definitely still around and still he's in full force for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, Canucks Grow. You
Oh,
guys know
pigeons.
Canucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Canuck.
Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Actually, a
Canuck.
fun fact about those two that you just said, Mr. Canuck actually made Pigeons logo
Oh, that's amazing.
way back in the day, and Mr. Canuck actually started his stuff because of Pigeons 420.
That's
And now
awesome.
Mr. Canuck is like this, million plus subscriber dude on YouTube. He's huge now, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, I think somebody posted about High Again. Yeah, High Again's amazing. They started with
Yeah.
us at pretty much at the beginning when we kind of hit this origin, and they made some amazing content that really got out there and kind of promoted us. So I absolutely love the High Again team.
Yeah, their videos are on point. Those guys,
Fantastic.
Neil
They
and
are.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil's amazing. He's a great marketer, and Heaven's
Yeah.
a great face, and they just do an amazing job.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I agree with that for sure. So yeah, and you have your tent and you have the carousel in there and it's all automatic and spins and everything like that.
Yeah.
I
So
was reading
yeah, go ahead.
I was reading that it also comes with the carbon bag as well.
Yeah. So
How does that all work? Because it doesn't have the fans and stuff in there. I think it works with your other tents or something like that.
No, you're completely
If
right.
I'm
So the original idea and concept was if you're already growing, you probably already have pretty much everything you need. So this is like a side caddy that can sit next to your already grow tent. So you can move your plants to the final stage and then start again. You know what I mean? So you can create a perpetual grow. Now, there are people who don't have the proper like room, and you can run this alone. You just need a small 4-inch fan and a carbon filter. We provide the ducting because, like I said, ideally what you're going to do is hook it up to your current grow, and that airflow is going to
Yeah.
suck out. The thing
Right.
about drying that I think a lot of people and what we initially learned is that they put it in a room and they blow fans around. You're just trying to move air in a space, right? What we
Exactly.
do is we focus on what's called negative pressure. So I don't know if a lot of people think about this, but negative pressure is just sucking air out. So we don't want to
It's
add
when you see your tent kind of do the
the pucker.
suck it
Yeah.
in. Yeah, you
Right.
see the walls kind of suck in on your tent. That would be your negative pressure. When they blow out, that's your positive.
Exactly. And when it comes to drying, we really don't need a lot of air. We really, like I said, the funny thing is people promote certain products where you want to dry it quickly, right? We're
Yeah,
the antithesis of that because the slower you do it, the better the chloroform and like all the stuff is going to like weed its way out. Pun was not intended, but it worked. So the slower you can dry, and honestly, you really don't have to suck a lot of air out, and that's where the whole carousel system comes into play. So I'm currently drying a harvest that I actually grew in the dry tent. We're working on a lighting system, and we're also working on our own fan and filter system as well. We just don't have it on market
nice.
yet. So if you
Nice.
want to run it alone, like I said, you can just get a 4-inch and just kind of run it as a side caddy. But
Okay.
back to the airflow, less is more. It's such a cliche saying, but it's really true. So you
It's
don't
so
want
true.
the tent to pucker in because now you're sucking out all the moisture. So just a little tip for people who are using it or thinking about using it. Right now, I just chopped plants and I'm not running any air out of it. I
Okay.
want it to be at like 70% for at least 3 days. before I start decreasing the RH in the tent, so I can extend my drying period.
And try to get that past 7-day dry kind of
Right.
thing in between that 7 and 14 day.
7 is ideal. Look, it's going to depend on how much material you have as well. Right
For
now,
sure.
I'm drying 3 small autos. It's only on 1 rack. We have 3 racks, so you can dry a good amount. The motor on the OG holds 5 pounds. We have an XL unit that can hold 10 pounds. But again, it depends on how much material and how much moisture is in there. And I'll circle back because you mentioned the pack. So the pack essentially helps. It's a carbon bag full of just activated charcoal. So since I'm not running any fans or filters right now, it helps absorb some of that moisture and some of that smell since it's in the tent, just kind of grabbing up the extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's cool.
yeah,
I like it's kind of like you're like repurposing the air coming out of your tent. Like it's coming out of the tent regardless, whether you like it or not. So you might as well put it somewhere. You might as well put it to good use. I like that.
right. Also, our ducting is unique in the fact that, like, you see most ducting has the reflective inside. Ours is completely negative to that. So it's a dark hole because when you connect it to your grow tent, your lights are going to be on. You don't want any of the light
Yeah.
to go backwards into your drying tent. Because,
Man, I wouldn't
as
even
long as there's
I
moisture,
wouldn't even
there's
have
still
thought of that.
alive. It's like a bouquet of
Right.
flowers.
I never even would have thought of that. That's so true.
Yeah.
Huh.
We try to keep it as dark as possible. However, the tent is reflective because it can be used to start seedlings, or you could grow in it. You could do your mini grows, like, people who, there's a guy who grows under the stairs, his small grow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've started, like, in solo cups, like 15 plants, and you can put shelves in there. Like, you can really have a perpetual system. I think you really do need 2 tents, regardless of what you're doing,
Yeah.
especially for clones and stuff.
Yeah, and you definitely need that extra spot to dry. Like for me right now, I got 2 tents set up and they're both full of plants. So at the end of this, I already plan on buying a dry tent before these are done. But before I was going to buy the dry tent, I would have been chopping these down and hanging them up in the same tent. But now I got to wait on my plants. Now I got to wait to start new ones,
Right.
So like you
Yeah.
said, I can cut them down out of here and bring them right over here and put them in the dry tent, and I can already take my started seedlings and they can go straight to the tent,
Exactly. Yep.
which is
It's
beautiful.
perfect system. Yeah. Like I said, and our tent doesn't take up a lot of space. It's a 2x4 in height. So 2x2 footprint, 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's a small tent, but like I said, it serves a purpose. And, there's some guys who, again, if you're an industrial grower, this is not the product for you, right? But
Yeah.
the home grower who's growing 3 to 6 plants, like, it accommodates. If you are doing a big room grow, like the XL for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But I like the fact there's so many products out there that are more geared towards the commercial. Home growers can use some of this stuff, but it's more geared to the commercial grower. Where I'm loving these companies coming out nowadays that are gearing things more towards the home grower. And eventually down the road, maybe there will be something that you come up with that's bigger and stronger, and you have a section that is geared to them. But I like that you started out with the home grower. I think that says something.
Oh yeah, we wanted. I mean, because that's what we were, right? So me and my business partner were a 2-person team, and we both started growing at the same time, learning at the same time, and that's what this product's for. It's to teach people who are growing at home who don't have all the knowledge and they're just starting out. Like, my one advice is, like, you're gonna have to do it more than once. You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna have to learn trial
Absolutely.
by fire, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we hope that this information that we provide and the product that we provide helps you on your first time, because if you do it right the first time, you're just going to get better and better and better, because it's like an
Exactly.
art. You know what I mean? Growing in itself is an art, but drying and perfecting and then curing is like, I almost attain it to like somebody making wine in their basement. This is like
Yeah.
artisanal because you only have a certain amount of space. You're at home. You're making sure you're using organic nutrients. Like, what you're smoking. You're not just going to the store to buy some shit that you don't know what they sprayed on it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's kind
And
of what
that,
we're about.
and I don't know about you guys, but since I started growing, I have become a weed snob.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want my weed to smell good. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it. It's no different than like you said, like a wine connoisseur or something. You know, they're swirling the glasses and smelling it. They want the smell, they want the taste, they want the effect, they want it all. So it's all part of it for
Ooh-wee.
us too. So
Yeah, for sure.
exactly. Yes, yes. So yeah, you mentioned a giveaway earlier.
Yes. Okay, so
Before we were on,
yeah. I'm
we were talking
gonna
about
do
it.
two things actually. So we're gonna do a giveaway tonight for the people who are currently on the show and who stay to the end, right? So we're gonna give away a 3-pack of cure jars. If you don't know what the cure jar
Nice.
is, it is
And I can
it's a tinted glass jar with a
see you guys.
hygrometer embedded in the top. Oh, you got a picture? Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, that's great.
We'll see it. Yes, there we go.
So yes, cool. Yeah, I mean, look, we love the old style of like in glass, right? So
Yeah.
not in plastic bags.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like amped about PCPs and PVPs and all the shit that plastic leaches into anything, and you're gonna smoke that. So this is tinted, so you know if you keep it out on your table, the sun rays aren't gonna mess it up. We have our own cure
Nice.
packs. They're 62%. They're 2-way humidity, kind of like
Yeah.
Bovita in a sense, but
These
they're
here.
organic. Yep.
Cool.
So it comes with 3 of those. So you only need 1 to cure, so you can use that like 3 times per.
Beautiful.
But yeah, they're not like sealed airtight, so they're allowed to off gas. You're still gonna have to burp them a little bit, which I think is the most fun part of curing your weed, anyways.
Yes.
Because
Sometimes it can be unless you forget it.
right, or unless you have like 50 jars that you have to
Right.
constantly burp. But like I said, if you're connoisseuring, home growing, you probably have like 6 of them, and the smells and the everything changes from week to week, and you're like, it just keeps getting better and better. As long as it doesn't go below 60 RH, you're still in that cure process, right? So as long as you can keep that at 60, the packs are 62. So I recommend when people get below like 68, like around 69, throw the pack in there because, like I said, it's 2-way humidity, so it's going to add and take away as necessary.
Perfect. Yeah, because I find a lot of people with those humidity packs, whatever brand they are, um, they'll get down to like 50 and they're like, oh, I gotta
Too
bring
late.
it up.
Yeah,
It,
no, too late. If you've gone below 60, right, you hit 59, the process has stopped. So
Yeah.
it's good to, and you know that's another valid point too. Is we say 7 to 14 days, but like I said, it depends on the amount of material. So if you're only drying 1 plant, it could be 3 days. You know what I mean? Based on the humidity that's in your area. Like if you're in Arizona, I know guys, they're like, I just can't keep the humidity up. That's
Yeah.
fine. Just get them straight to the jars, you know, sooner. Don't just because we say 7 to 14 days doesn't mean you have to hit that mark. If you're at 5
Right.
days and you know that it's like getting close, just go to the jars because let's save the weed, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, your cure process from there might be longer than what somebody who dried it for 10 days.
Right.
They might be in the jars for a week or 2 longer than what this guy's was
Yes, but
at the end of the day.
way more beneficial.
Yeah.
And you know,
Oh yeah. Instead of getting like that super crispy, dried, like just turn it into
turn to
dust.
the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you know the common thing out there is the snap test, right? Snap the stem.
The branch. Yeah.
If the branch snaps, you damn near are close to it's already almost too dry.
Yeah.
So even if you're using a dry tent, check your humidity, check it, you know, every other day at least. And in the first two days, you don't have to check on it. It's going to be wet enough. 3, 4, kind of feel on it. The small ones are going to be obviously going to go a lot sooner. You can take those, put those in a jar. But if your stem fully snaps through, like it's already over. So I want
Yeah.
like a soft bend. I want to know that there's some moisture because it's gonna wick out. I mean, the weed itself is almost like cotton. It's gonna absorb that moisture into the bud, and that's what's gonna elongate that cure process.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, so we'll get this up there. We'll make the word DryTent. So let's get
Oh yeah, so I forgot what I was saying.
images.
So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that giveaway tonight, right? So you're gonna get that's like over $100 value. You'll get 3 cure jars, 9 packs. You'll get the whole system if you win that tonight. We'll do that, and then we'll also do. You let me know what the code should be. You can type it in, and then I'll make it.
Yep.
For literally 48 hours. So tonight into tomorrow, I'll do a 20% discount for anybody that buys with your code for the 2 days if they watch this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So you'll just let me know at the end, and then I'll activate that.
All right, cool.
And
I
then
think most of our codes are just GCN, all capitals,
Yeah.
okay.
and then makes it easy for everybody.
So I'll make it like GCN 20. Let's say that,
Go.
and that will go
Perfect. Let's
active
go.
once we get off.
Yeah, thank you
And
so much.
do I have you guys as an affiliate yet, or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll talk about that afterwards. I'll give you guys an affiliate link to set up, and then perpetually any of your followers will have a code, and you guys
Cool.
can benefit from it as well.
Dope. That's awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So giveaway tonight, and then like I said, 20% is our largest discount. I think we only did that for one day on Memorial Day. So if you guys are watching, it's only going to be 48 hours, and it's just because I'm doing this right now.
Cool.
And to
Yeah, so
enter, all you
DryTents.
have to do is type in DryTents the way it is spelt on the screen, and you will be automatically entered. You only have to type it once because it will only register once.
Yeah. Yeah, no spaces, no nothing. So I did see somebody up there put a space. It's already gone by. I don't know where it went.
If that was you, just retype it as is on the screen.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, we'll leave that up there for a bit. We'll pull it down off the screen, but we'll let it keep collecting names for a little while, and then in a little bit,
Oh.
oops, I just kicked them off the screen.
I'm back.
He's like, he's done the giveaway. We're done. He kicks them off.
But yeah, so we'll let that collect names for a little bit, and I will write down at the bottom. Sorry.
And
just
what
put
year
that
did
down
you
there.
say that came out?
The product itself.
Yeah.
I started growing, I think, in early of like 2019, and I think we launched by 2021.
Oh wow.
It
Nice.
was literally a COVID baby.
That's awesome. I love hearing that because it was like I feel like, well, for me myself anyways, I can't speak for everybody else, but I feel like COVID came along and everything just got stagnant. It was just like, okay, so I can't go to work, I can't do anything, you know, I gotta get up, have a coffee, and then I'm gonna watch TV for 2 hours before I get up and do something. You know, it was just like I like hearing that people were actually productive during that time.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like, I mean, I've been a weed advocate for so long that it was finally like, oh, I can stay like because I was the first thing I only knew about was photo
Oops.
periods. So I was like, this is going to be
Right.
8 months. Like, I can't leave the house, and they didn't have all the automatic AI tech. You know, it's crazy. It was only like
Yeah,
4 years ago, but they didn't have all the automated stuff. So you had to really take care of the babies day in and day out, especially when they get big. You know, you got to water them almost every day.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now. Like
Yeah.
I took a little bit of a break. I harvested right before Christmas, and I was moving, so I ended up taking a break because I didn't want to move plants. I figured I'll just move all my shit, and then once I'm there, I'll start over. And so I took a bit of a break where I was just kind of doing nothing to do with growing. And I started up, and now I'm like, oh my God, I forgot what this was like. It's like now I'm watering every day. I got I got twice as many plants as I had before. So it's like I'm running around in circles over here, but
I know how you feel.
all right, it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end. So out of the between the tent and the cure jars, what was the first one that you came out with?
So it was the tent officially, and then we were like, but there's another, like, this is another final stage, right? So it was
Yeah.
kind of like it was a necessity to be able to fill that niche as well. And we just used, I mean, in the beginning, it was like clear ball jars, and then you had to buy separate hygrometers, and then you had to buy separate packs. And it's pretty expensive when you buy everything separately, and you have to kind of buy them in bulk. And it just kind of like dawned on me that I was like, let's just make this easier. Let's tint it. Let's put the hygrometer in the top, and let's come out with our own packs. And then there it was.
Nice. Yeah, I like those tinted jars. Those are badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look sexy. You know, you can leave them out. They look pretty good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they look like you could like, have them set up nicely in the corner, like have a little spot like with them being tinted. You don't got to tuck them away in a dark cupboard or something like that. Like
Yeah, exactly.
you can look at them.
And I think I mentioned before, so they're not completely sealed, right? So they off gas a little bit, but with if you throw 2 packs in there, you could store in them for a little while. Basically,
Okay.
you can use it as a store jar for the stash that you're smoking, because as you're consuming, you know what I mean. It's a nice little stash box. But if you were going to store for a long period of time, I would probably use something like a Grove bag, something that's like actually like locked tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I even find honestly, and I mean people might hate on me for saying this, but I even find sometimes Grove bags aren't great to store in for long periods too. Like I find like if you're in there for like 3-4 months, you start noticing a change in
In
your weed,
flavor.
and not for the better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, because it's not letting any moisture out, right? And then you could
Yeah.
potentially get the mold or undesirable
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I totally
Yeah.
understand.
And honestly, I think a lot of those companies will say that this is for curing, they're not for storage, or like even Sea Vault, they're another one. This is a storage container. It's not meant for curing. You know, they're the opposite. They said
Right.
you can cure in it, but that's not what we designed it for. We designed it for long-term storage, where you cure in your jars or your bags or whatever it is, and then go into this. So I like
Yeah,
it.
because I mean, you need the off gassing to happen. You
Yeah,
need some air to. It's like wine. When you open a bottle of wine, you don't want to drink it right away. You want to aerate it. So you just
sure. Yeah,
need that to just kind of circulate, you know? And that was the thing with using a ball jar and putting the hygrometer inside. It'd get lost in the weed, and then you can't see what's the humidity or what's the temperature. So we just made it
yeah.
easy, put it on top.
Yeah, I can remember when I first started. When I first started growing, I went on Amazon or eBay or whatever, and I picked up like a 10 pack of those little hydrometers or hygrometers,
Yep.
and like just a little. I had square ones, I had circle ones, I had all the shapes, and then I'd throw them all in the jars, and I'd have to like lay the jars down so that
Yep.
I could get the meter right up on the glass. And then I'd have to pack my weed in there to make sure it's holding it in the right place. But then I'd look at them all, and I'm like, they're all sitting right beside each other, and they're all different.
Yep. Well,
Every
because they're
single one
laying
of them.
on one
It's the
piece of weed.
same weed. It's the same everything. It's from the same harvest.
Yeah.
Temperature is different, and it's in the same. You know what I mean? Like I could
Yeah.
understand the humidity being different because it's a separate jar, but the temperature, I'm like, man. So I ended up having to go buy all. They were like the cheap dollar a piece kind of thing. Like I didn't pay a lot for them, so
Right.
it was my own fault. But
Yeah.
yeah, you
Absolutely.
get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You
100%.
get what you pay for.
And
So
then,
yeah, no, that's
oh yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, so just this year came out was the XL size, because there were there are home growers who grow more than 3 to 6 plants, or they grow really big plants, even one
So
massive.
that was my next question is would you recommend the XL for outdoor growers? Because
Yeah,
my outdoor grow is totally different than my indoor grow in size and everything.
absolutely. So the XL is 7 feet tall. So you got to
Oh,
make sure that
okay.
it fits inside your house regardless, right? But
Yes.
Yeah.
we went, it's honestly, it's like 6 feet, like 11.8 inches or something like that. We made sure that it cleared most ceilings. I think most ceilings are like 9 feet. So we were conscious of that. Um, for the outdoor growers, again, your plants are so massive. I know a lot of people like to just chop the whole plant and then, like, if they have a shed, kind of hang it. Our system,
Yeah.
again, you have to chop every branch and hang it, which
Okay.
can seem tedious in retrospect, but you're going to get the most airflow and even consistency of airflow around each stem as they're spinning. So you put in a little bit of extra effort, you're just going to get a little bit of, well, a lot better of a ending product, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, we
And
know
really, you're gonna end up doing that in the long run
anyways.
To
anyways. So now
trim,
But
I
we
you're
just
just
do
take
it
it off
first.
by branch
you're a,
anyways.
you're a
Yeah,
step ahead. You get to the
Exactly.
end quicker from this step now because you already did the hard work.
exactly. And we do kind of a semi wet trim, dry trim kind of situation. So it works best when you wet trim all the big stuff off, all the big fan leaves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even some of the small leaves. I like to trim them up good enough, but leave some material so again we can extend with the moisture the dry. But again, that saves you more time later. Um,
Yeah.
we're actually coming out very soon, probably within a week or two, our own automatic trimmer. So we're branching into that too
Oh
because
yeah.
final process, trim gel
Part of
absolutely
it.
sucks. Like
Oh, yes, it
Well,
does.
your
and
little
dry
scissors in
cure
your hand are
trim.
killing you. Right.
I like it.
So yeah, we're
Oh
branching into
yeah.
that too.
No, that's good. I think that they all go hand in hand, you know.
Oh,
So, like
100%.
you said, you're going to be trimming part of it beforehand, but you're going to be doing that last final cleanup at the end. No matter how much you trim before you dry, you're going to be in there with the little scissors, and you're going to be cleaning it up anyways. So you might as well get some kind of a trimmer in there.
Yeah, and the
So,
thing is too is when you wet trim, the cleanup is way easier. Those leaves are not creating dust. Like I'm
yeah,
weirdly highly allergic to cannabis before it's cured. I mean, sure,
right.
some people are as well, but it like bites. I get like welts on my arms and my hands, and
I've
Yep.
when
seen
there's
that. Yeah,
when there's tons
Yep.
of like dust, it's like, oh man, I got to take like a Benadryl before I go to trim gel.
I have that same problem too, and it's funny because I dry trim. I'm pull off the fan leaves, leave everything else, and then dry trim. And I'm the same way, man. Like my eyes are puffed up. I'm sneezing. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm a mess.
I bought a full respirator once to do one of my outdoor grows, and that was probably the best. Maybe we'll source those and sell those too, because
It's a
I'm
good
telling
idea.
you, a respirator is like, oh man, it's a game changer.
Yeah, you need the dry tent sleeves, the ones that you can pull up,
There you go.
and then
Yeah,
the respirator just
yeah,
to cover all angles. No
absolutely.
more welts.
Yeah, yeah. Because then
Hell
you
yeah.
forget if you don't wash your hands and you touch other parts of your body, totally a bad day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
Dr.
yes.
Trichomes in the chat was telling us the other day he rolled a joint or something, or he was trimming or whatever, and then he wiped his eye and he got
Oh
trichomes in his eye.
That sucks.
yeah,
That's
that's
horrible.
yo. It literally like it's like mace, like burns, and
Yeah.
it's so sticky that like it's gonna linger for a while.
Oh yeah, it does. It's like getting sand in your eyes. It
Yeah,
scratches and yeah, it's brutal.
right.
It's brutal. But yeah, so you got a trimmer that you're working on now.
Yeah, we're gonna call
Um
it the weed whacker.
the weed whacker.
I
I like
like
it.
that.
I like it. So what kind of a trimmer is it gonna be? Is it gonna be like a bowl trimmer? Is it gonna be like
It's gonna be
electric
like automatic
scissors or
scissors essentially. So
Yeah.
hand automated. You got to plug it in, but you can dial back the speed so you can have kind of like articulation with it.
Okay.
Just to be able to like I said, this repetitive motion, like my hands get like so tired. So at least
yeah.
you can, kind of trim around this thing almost like a weed whacker.
Nice. No,
I
that's
like
cool.
that.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you should get one of those like chain gloves.
We do, yes. So you don't cut your fingers. That will
Yeah.
be included. Absolutely.
I've definitely snipped my finger with
Oh,
nice
me
fresh
too.
pair of whiskers, and that sucks.
Yeah.
So
Well, because you get tired, you get the fatigue, and then you're trying to rush, and then you're snipping the tips of your fingers.
yeah.
Yep.
And when it's automatic, you're gonna kind of shut off after a while, and kind of you're just going through the motions of it. You're looking at what you're doing, but you're just doing it, and sometimes you're gonna get those fingers in there. So yeah, no, that's a good idea
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure. And then so do you guys have anything else that you're planning or working on that you can say, like if you can't say it yet, obviously?
Yeah, no, I mean things
but-
that I'm looking into, like I just grew in the tent with our unique lighting system, so I'd like to come out with our own system that fits in the tent. What I
Nice.
really want to do, if anybody's down to collaborate, is I want a DryTent strain. So I want to come out with our own strain that is purple and but yields and has a what's the word that I'm looking for? Just like very resistant to new growers, essentially. So, because a lot of people when they get into this, there's so many different strains, you want different flavors, but what you really got to understand is like nutrients is a pain in the ass, lighting schedules. There's so many things that just make the harvest not where it should be. So I'm looking for a real hardy purple consistent strain. So that's kind of like the future essentially.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have like a down the road plan as well. Like you've already in the short time that you've been here doing this, like I feel like you've came out with a great product, and then you doubled the size of that great product. Plus you've come out with curing jars, and now you got other ideas for, the next step or the previous step. So I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yes.
We're no lack of ideas. It's mainly like funding and being able to like execute those ideas because
Yeah.
it just takes a lot of, I guess it's not necessarily money, but there's a lot of time and effort to bring a product to market and then be able to like then market it, sell it, house it.
Yeah.
There's just a lot with like physical products that it's just really not an easy thing to do. The ideas are abundant, but the execution is what we're working on.
Yeah. So when you guys came out with, go ahead.
I was just about to ask, is this international? Do you ship to Canada? Do you ship elsewhere? Because you said you were in the States, correct?
Yeah, we're located in the States, and we actually do ship internationally. I've sent a couple to the United Kingdom, to the islands, believe it or not.
Nice.
Germany's becoming a new market because of their legalization.
That's awesome.
Some places the shipping's just a little more expensive because we are located here and we're trying to work on that. So hopefully in the future our distribution gets better. But I won't say no to anybody. The shipping just may be a little steeper than it is here, especially with tariffs and all the bullshit that.
Of course.
Which makes perfect sense. Like you're shipping to Germany. It's like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, though, we've been able to have a pipeline with our shipping companies where we could actually get it to Germany in less than a week. So international orders sometimes weirdly, because we pay the extra and the customer's paying for it too, but once it goes out the door, it could get there within like 3 to 4 business days, where it takes like 5, sometimes 6 to go from Atlanta to California. But like 3 to 4 to go to the United Kingdom is weird. But
that's crazy. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's good for them, but I mean it's strange how that happens. I think when like within your own country, I know we have the same thing here probably where it goes to this processing plant, then to that processing plant, then to that one, then to that one, and it stops at every single one of them along the way. Where if it's going to Germany, it's going to leave where you are, and it's going to go to the airport, and then
Yep.
it's going to get checked at the airport, and then it might stop a couple times from there to wherever it's going, but it doesn't stop in every state between you
Right.
and where it's going. I
Yeah,
think,
it's not constantly getting processed. It's like from here to
yeah,
there, it just drops. Yep.
I think that's what happens here, and it's the same thing sometimes. Like I'll ship something to somebody here in Canada, and it'll take 7 days, but I'll ship something to the US and everybody in the US is getting it first. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But
No, you're completely right about that.
yeah, it's so weird. But
And
no,
we always make so we work with every shipping company. I just make sure that I find which one's going to be the fastest. So
right.
I'm handling a lot of things. I'm handling fulfillment, the shipping, customer service, a bunch of the stuff. So in general, you guys are mostly dealing with me online. I'm starting to build a team, but you still get me for the time being.
No, I like that too. It's nice when you reach out to a company and you get the owner, the creator, the people
Yeah.
behind it. Because I feel like sometimes when you get a hold of some of these bigger companies, like you might get kind of lost in the shuffle down the road. But when you're actually getting to talk to the creator, the owner, like they're a whole lot more proud of that product and they're more excited to make those sales to people instead
Oh,
of like a big company that's been around for 30 years and they just been pumping orders out the door all day long.
oh, dude,
you know
100%. And a lot of these companies, they're overseas, and you're not talking to somebody who first language is English. Like our
right.
customer service is me, so I'm excited to like fix any problem that comes across. Like if you're missing
Yeah,
something or something's broken, like hit me up. We'll fix it as soon as possible.
yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome. That's cool. So do you want to should we run this,
Yeah,
see
let's
where
do it.
we're at? Let's
Yes.
see where we're at here.
So if you haven't yet, type in dry tents in the chat and you will be entered to the giveaway.
So we got 44 in there now. So if you guys want to get in on there, make sure you type DryTents exactly how it is spelled, no spaces, capital D, and you will be entered into the giveaway that we're going to run in 2 minutes.
And for those who are just tuning in or missed it, what exactly is in the giveaway?
Yeah, so we're giving away a 3-pack of curing jars. So you will get the 3 complete system of what we call the cure kit. You'll get 3 of them. It's about, I'd say it's close to like $100 in value, and it's going to bring you like all the value and terpene flavor that you could ever want. So
Oh, yeah.
get
Love that.
it. Oh, it looks like we got one more.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. So, yeah, we'll let
Yes.
a couple people still typing it in there. So we'll let the last couple people get in there and then we will run it.
And then, so whoever wins, I guess just let me know. And then if you win, hit me up on our Instagram. I'll get your address and then I'll ship it out either tomorrow or the next day.
Cool. And if you don't have Instagram, just send garden cultivation network at gmail.com an email, and then we'll make sure that he gets your info.
And I guess for also the people who just joined, we're doing a 48-hour 20% off anything in the store. And what we're going to make a GCN 20.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And that will be active.
That's awesome.
As soon as we complete the live, I'll activate it and I'll make it 48 hours.
Awesome. That's cool. All right. I think everybody's done typing it, so we should run it. Y'all ready for this?
Let's go.
Oh. We got
Good luck, everybody.
Heather
We got
Rose.
Heather Rose. Congratulations. So you
Perfect.
could message Dry Tents over on Instagram and they will get you all set up.
Perfect.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And if you don't have Instagram, you can email gardencultivationnetwork@gmail.com, and we'll make sure. Yeah, JRat's got it up there. You can email that, and then we'll make sure that the info gets passed along. Beautiful. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, the code is, you want to just do GCN or GCN 20?
Oh, GCN 20.
Yeah, whatever's easiest
And
for you.
for those who don't know, what is the website?
It's the same way DryTent is spelled, so just DryTent. We're the same on every platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, DryTent.
Yes. And not only that, you make funny videos. Like your videos are good.
Yes, that was my next thing.
I have to give a major shout out to my content creator, Jonah. This kid has been an amazing asset for the company. He comes up with a lot of the ideas and we execute them together. And without him, I wouldn't be as funny as he is presenting the stuff to me. So shout out to Jonah. I think he's watching this. He'll probably cut up some of these clips, but I can't take all the credit, even though I am the face, but Jonah's the man.
The Shark Tank.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorites.
That was good. That was funny. The dried grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We try to do a mixture of like comedy to, you know, hook people in, and then educational so they know what we do.
Yeah,
just
no, that was
balance.
So you had to change into all those different outfits, I imagine.
Yeah, 100%. It's so funny when you're creating content because like the video's like maybe a minute or less, but it takes hours of time to
sometimes days.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, hours to shoot it, days to edit it, and then it's like, sweet, we got 20 likes. Like the validation of 20 likes.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
Thanks.
It's funny. How long have you been on Instagram for?
We started Instagram right when we started the company. We didn't have a lot of content, so kind of just everything we've done is like organic growth. Even marketing, like we don't pay for ads or anything. Everything's just been completely organic, word of mouth through influencers. Somebody again mentioned Hi Again. So great influencers who make great content, like we're willing to partner with. So if right now our threshold is like around 10,000. So if you're an influencer with like about 10,000 followers, even a little less, reach out to me. We do like an affiliate program and kind of hook you up with like a package. And as long as you make us some content, like we're happy. We're just trying to get the word out. Like I said, knowledge is power, and I don't want people to go through what I went through the first time, because you're spending a lot of money in setup, and not only money but time. And you can't get that time back, you know. So that's what we're about.
Yeah, the money you can always get back, but yeah, when you spend, like you said, we'll say 6 months on a grow, and then all of a sudden you throw it all out the window because you hung it up in the shed to dry.
Right. And I mean, look, lights are expensive. Like all these things, like it's a lot of upfront costs because you think you're growing a cash crop. But if the crop is trash, like I said, it's time, money. It's just a lot of, and like, you don't want to be discouraged too, because these people, you need to try again. Like, but it can be discouraging. I mean, it's almost a year of your life. You know what I mean? Like 8 to 9 months is a great, like you make a kid in that time, you know?
Right.
Exactly.
So burning it all down and it tastes bad, you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I wasted this, like that. Like, no. So we're hoping to like educate people so they get it right the first time.
No, that's good. I like that.
Besides Instagram and YouTube, is there anywhere else that you could be found?
We are.
Sorry, not YouTube. The website.
Yeah. We're on TikTok now. We're going to be integrating a TikTok shop. We do more TikTok-y like content, a little more short form, more fun type of stuff. So definitely check us out on TikTok. Once we launch on the shop, there'll probably be a good discount just because we're going to be new to there, but we're trying to just trying to get everywhere. But it's a lot. It's a lot of effort
It-
and a lot of
It
different.
is a
Oh
lot.
my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes it's hard too, because like you can always take like the video that you posted on Instagram and put it on TikTok, but it's like sometimes you're like, I don't want to do that. Like I do this, we go through this all the time between Instagram and YouTube shorts and stuff like that. We're like, well, we could post this one here, or we could post a different one. Then that way it makes people go here and there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If they've
Yeah.
already seen it, it's hard to get people to rewatch it again somewhere else.
Exactly, and that's
No.
why the TikTok content has to be a little bit different too. It's a different demographic. It's a different pace. Like as you're scrolling through there, the videos are just different, and we don't want all the
Yeah.
content to be the same on all platforms. We definitely want you to follow everything and not be like, oh, I've seen this already. So we're trying to diversify the content and what we make, and just like I said, educational, funny. If I make you laugh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been laughing checking out some of those videos. Definitely.
Oh my God, yes.
I appreciate
I
it.
think the picture that I got from your thumbnail, because there's not a lot of pictures of you. Trying to get pictures of you, still pictures, is tough.
Right.
So
It's funny too because when I started this company, like I look completely different. So I had dreadlocks down to my ass, and my beard was to my belly button. I looked completely different. I probably would have been a better.
I found one picture of you on Google,
Okay, what was that?
and it was
He's like, uh-oh.
you had kind of like it was kind of your hair was coming off the side, and I think you had dreads.
Was it
And you
from a
were-
TV show?
It might have been.
I was on one of the most popular Netflix shows, reality TV shows called Squid Games. If anybody's seen it,
Nice.
yeah,
Crazy.
check that out on Netflix. That's what I looked like at that time.
That's crazy. How did you get on that? Just out of curiosity.
Great question. I just applied with a video. It was at a time where I was trying to raise money for the company, and they were offering a $5 million prize, and I said, it can't hurt
I
to
could
try.
use that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've seen the show does no justice to like how bad it actually was, because it's like, I mean, if you've seen the real show, they tried to mimic the real show for us identically. So we ate less than like 700 calories. We couldn't go outside. We were mic'd up 100% of the time. It was like being in prison. It wasn't fun.
Doesn't sound fun.
No, but I got so close to. I made like top 30 out of 456 people.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but
That's really good.
My episode's like episode 2, so I choose one of the games for like the entire community. If you guys want to check it out, but
That's dope.
it was wild. It was wild.
That's cool. No,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm surprised I didn't come across that in my travels over the last couple days.
Yeah,
Funny.
I mean, it's still on there. The show it's crazy. It's a good show. Check out the show.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking at least episode 2.
Yeah. Dude,
Hell yeah.
Did you see the original show?
No, I did watch little bits and pieces of it, but I
Yeah.
never actually watched the whole thing. It was one of those ones where I was like, I either got to dedicate some time to this and watch it, or I got to walk away from it. So I ended up having to walk away from it. So
Well, it's funny too because like everything's kind of like full circle. So that show became popular during COVID, and then I end up like going on the show. So it was just kind of surreal.
yeah, that's pretty cool though. Not
That
a lot of
would
people
be.
can say that they were on Squid Games.
Yeah,
No.
and lived to tell about it.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's funny. Hell yeah. But we
That's
are at the end
awesome.
of the hour, and that is a great way to wrap it up.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
this is
Definitely
great.
a great way.
I appreciate
We
you guys.
should,
Thanks for inviting me on.
Oh, absolutely. man.
anytime.
No, we appreciate you. And Friday nights, if you ever want to show your home grow, we do a Friday night show where people from the community come on and show their gardens and stuff like that. So if you ever want to pop on a Friday and talk plants and show your garden, you're more than welcome.
Sounds good. Damn, I wish I was. They're already chopped and hanging in the dark, but I'm gonna start another one
Yeah.
soon.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So yeah, 9 o'clock Friday night, same time, same place.
Right on.
And
Yes.
we just post the link in the chat so anybody can click and come on, and you're more than welcome
Yeah, and
to
thank you
stop
so
in one
much
day
for
and show.
being. Thank you so much for being generous, and shout out to the winner.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys. This has been
Heather
fantastic.
Heather Rose. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Hell yeah. All
Just
right.
want to make sure. Cool, man. No, we appreciate you coming on, and I'm sure we'll be doing this in the near future again, because like you said, you
Oh
got some more
yes.
stuff coming out, and we'll get you back on talking about some of the new stuff that comes out, and anything down the road. And yeah.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. Thank you very much, and we will talk soon.
Right on. Have a good one.
All right,
Have a
later.
great night. Yes, that was a
Yeah.
great guest.
Yes, super super cool guy. Very very
Yes, the
cool.
time
And
flew by.
I'm getting one of them dry tents. I was like 90% sure before, and now I'm 100%. So it's going right there. I've already got the spot for it. So before
There
I
you
chop this
go.
tent in 4 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever, I'll be picking one of them up. So hell yeah. And if anybody else
So
wants
yes.
to, you heard Charlie, 20% off using GCN 20 for the
Yes.
next 48 hours. So yes, right
And that's
there.
at
So it's Orwood
drytent.com.
Jenkins. Yes. DryTents.com.
Yes. Also,
But
stay
yeah,
tuned next Wednesday. Who do we have next Wednesday, Mr. Ganix? We have
next Wednesday we have Mr. Canorado Chris coming on the
yes, we
show from the
do. So
C2 Harvest podcast. So yes,
yes,
we're
I'm
gonna.
excited. We've already
Mhm.
had Elle on from C2 Podcast. Now we're gonna have Chris on. We had CC on.
Yes. And then that leaves one more, so that obviously means he's coming down the road.
Yes.
And yeah, we've had
Wonder
them
who
all
that could
three
be.
on. We've had all three of them on together. But it's nice to get each person individually as well. And then you can kind of get to know that person, where when you bring them on as a group, you get to know them as the group and little bits and
Yes.
pieces, but it's nice to dive more into that one person. So helps us get to know
Yes, for
the
sure.
community a little bit more. So hell yeah. But yeah,
And thank you everyone for being here tonight. Don't forget, Friday is Come Show Your Grow. So we will see you Friday.
yes, yes. Peace out.
Peace.